Hello and welcome to the Super League Pom-Cast. It is an Ashes special episode 3, review and preview. And of course, I'm joined with the co-host of the Super League Pom-Cast. It is Andy. How are you doing, Andy?
Hi, Johnny. You okay?
I'm good.
Yeah,
As you,
good.
as you can tell, I'm in bed at the moment. It's a bit late where I am, so I didn't want to do that. That's why the past couple of weeks I've been having them backgrounds up, as you've noticed.
Yeah, the Wembley one
So,
and the Everton one look really special.
so I'm oh no, it's not letting me change it. One sec. So as you can tell, after a bit of technical difficulties that won't come out in the edit, I'm sure. The background is, of course, with the most special of rugby league grounds. We had Wembley. We had the brand new David Dickinson Stadium.
Yeah,
And now we've got, of course, the pinnacle of rugby league. Get your videos on for this, people. Get on YouTube. It is, of course, the home of rugby league.
and stock cars.
And stock cars and caravan derbies. Yes, it's the city next door to the host of the third Ashes Test. It is, of course, Odsal Stadium. Obviously, it's being played at Headingley. The reason I picked Odsal is I mentioned it last week, and I thought, well, I may as well carry on through with it. So-
That
and it might,
that's where the test match should be played.
yes, that's what it should be paid. Get 100,000 on
Exactly. It's been done
up on
before.
the
Yeah,
hills. It's been done
been
before.
done.
We'll do it again. So, um, but yeah, speaking of test matches and everything, also I just thought it might annoy some Leeds fans if they're watching it. If you
Yeah.
are, comment down below. I'm sure you will anyway. Um, but basically, there's only one place to start while we're talking about International Rugby League, and that is the World Cup. So there's 2026 coming up. We will get to the Ashes game 3 and the game 2 preview, but some news has just broken 12 hours ago in Australia that it is looking at the 2030 World Cup bid. It is between 5 nations, and it is looking like the USA is going to be the pick of them. The 5 nations in contention are. I'm going to name out 4 of them, and I want you to guess the other one within 3, because I bet you won't.
All right.
We've got New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, South Africa, the USA. Qatar did put a bid in, but it got dismissed straight away. And the other nation, I reckon I could give you 50 guesses and you wouldn't guess.
Oh,
It's
the
not in Europe, so that's all
right
you need
the
to know. It's not in
the
Europe.
UAE,
No.
Singapore,
No, but not a bad shout. But it's not. It is in Africa though.
uh,
I'll give you a
Egypt,
narrow down. Oh no,
Egypt,
but you were on the line right line. It's actually Kenya.
Kenya.
Kenya have put
Oh, right.
Kenya
Okay.
have put a bid in. I thought it would have been Nigeria of all the African nations that would have put a
Yeah.
bid in, but no, Kenya have put a bid in. So, and it's looking likely that the US will take it. They have earmarked LA, New York, Chicago, Honolulu, and what was the other place that they were looking on? Miami, Chicago, yeah, and Miami. They were the 5 potential cities that they were looking at having the game spread about.
Haven't they bid before?
I think they did a few years ago, and I think that
When we
was
had
when
the
they missed
France
out
debacle,
for
weren't they
France.
involved in that? Because I think South Africa had bid before as well, hadn't they?
Yeah, I think South Africa bid to take on when France got kaput, and I think USA was originally the hosts for 2025, and then it
Mm,
went to France,
yeah,
and then the France situation happened because I think they got it originally, then they pulled out, then it went to France, then obviously the government situation got
that's right.
involved. So now it's looking like 2030. So will we actually get an American World Cup, or will it be a pie in the sky type thing? Because obviously we have got Vegas there, and there is the building of the market. Is it a bit too soon to be capitalising on
Possibly.
the World Cup?
I don't know the financial backing behind this and the financial stability of the game in America, which I'm guessing is why it collapsed last time. I suppose the other, the other factor is the Vegas issue. We'll have had 3 more years of Vegas before that, before you
Mm-hmm.
get excited about 2030, and well, we'll have had 4 more years because I'm guessing it'll be at the end of 2030. So we'll have 4 more years of Vegas. How much of an impact that continues to have remains to be seen, because most of that crowd is from people flying in from Australia and the UK.
From the
Um,
first, and also the first time their teams will have been there, etc.
yeah, so it could be a case of Saints are rumoured to be going in 2027, aren't they, with Hull?
Yeah,
If
or
they
it
ended
could
up
be
in,
Hong Kong. Who knows?
yeah, 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 or it could be that you might say, "I've been once, I'm not going to go again." I've
Yeah.
done it. So I'd be more interested to know where, because there was supposed to be there was a big there was a big fanfare 2 years ago around the US National League Rugby League, and
Yes.
there was all
Yeah. Yeah.
teams
Yeah.
in there. There was New York, Boston, there was Boston, and it
Mm-hmm.
never took off.
No, there was two meant to
So
be two divisions, wasn't there? An East Coast and
yeah,
a West Coast, and then come together for the grand final.
and it
Lance Hawaii was going to be one of the
that's right,
coaches.
and it never got underway. So
No.
you would say, if they've had a failed bid, and then they've had a league that hasn't even started, on what basis are you putting your trust in the USA as a host country to pull off a World Cup?
Yeah, and you can't even compare like the fact they're getting the Football World Cup because the MLS as a franchise,
Mm,
as like a governing body, have come on leaps and bounds over the last,
absolutely.
well, since you played in it, really.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
since you played in it to now, they're a completely different outfit. I mean, they've got full-time professionals, they've got
Yeah,
salary caps that work, they've got the infrastructure now, and like you
yeah,
can't compare the two because if anything, like the rugby league side is probably worse than what the MLS was like when you was over there.
absolutely. And the
Because there's not
junior,
currently a board. They're constantly fighting with each other. You know?
if you don't, so you're right, and you're right to compare to a certain extent to the MLS. So even when I was there, we had to do a lot of community visits and things like that. And junior, shall we say, soccer as they call it, was thriving, particularly on the girls' side. And traditionally,
Hmm.
the American women's football team were
Yes.
really, really strong. So they had that infrastructure all along. Where an infrastructure grows is having the product of the main professional league, because it gives people something to aspire to. Now, the MLS is never going to be. It's never going to be the NBA. It's never going to be the NFL.
No.
It's never going to be the NHL or anything, or the Major League
But they
Baseball.
know that.
And they know that. But what they've got is a really strong support base, and they've got a fantastic junior infrastructure underneath that. Now, when you
Hmm.
compare that to rugby league, why would young people in America play rugby league when there is absolutely nothing in that country for them to get to?
Yeah.
So yes, you can have a World Cup, because organising the event probably isn't the hardest thing. The point after holding any major competition for any country or anything is what's left behind as an infrastructure, and what's left um, as an aim and an inspiration for young people then to get involved in the game and
Yeah.
for fans to take that on. Now, if you have a World Cup, then you could say, right, if there's a World Cup match, they wouldn't have a clue there's a Rugby League World. If you went in New York, they wouldn't have a clue there's a Rugby League World Cup match going on.
No.
right? So if that was the case, it's like, well, why am I going to go and watch this? They don't even know what this game is, let alone
Hmm.
afterwards. Then you can't say, actually, I really enjoyed that. So where's the New York team I can go to next season?
Yeah.
Where can my kids go and play this? Get this great game I've just seen.
Whereas it made sense when they got the 2025 World Cup because at the time when they got it, there was Ottawa coming in, there was
Yep,
Toronto already in, there was New York coming in.
yep.
Now we don't know what's happening with them lot
Now
and
we've got
what's happening
Bradford.
if them teams
Yeah,
even go. And now we got Bradford and
yeah.
so it just sums up like
I,
at least if they got the 2025 and things went on that path, they would have had, oh, I can go to New York, I can go to Chicago, I can go to, you know, Cleveland, I think had a team. I can go to, over on the West
uh,
Coast. They were on about the Las Vegas Aces and the San Diego Cobras,
exactly
wasn't
that.
it?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. At,
And there was a
at the
fair few
risk of
others.
sounding silly, I don't see why that bid is any stronger than the one from Kenya.
It's actually a good point
In terms of what we've just
because I
talked
don't know
about.
what American Rugby League looks like right now, as much as
Yeah,
I don't know what Kenyan Rugby League looks like right now.
exactly. I mean, you.
You,
But also, if you look at the other bids there, you would think that perhaps someone like South Africa would be a good bet because they've already got a rugby culture.
yes.
And I
And they
know you,
probably
and I
and they
know that's a
probably
whole different discussion around
and they
around
probably
breaking
want to.
into a rugby union
Yeah.
territory, but they've got a rugby culture.
They've got a really bad past in how they've treated rugby league.
Yeah,
And that is where I go, hmm.
I agree.
I
Yeah,
don't want to be, even though we're going, even not really that far back, even in the early 2010s, they were still vastly
mm,
sanctioned rugby league that
yeah,
was dating back to apartheid and the fact that rugby league allowed black players to participate,
yeah,
so rugby league was illegalized.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's whether
No,
we
I agree.
could. It's
Well,
whether we can go right. Are you going to move on from this? Are you going to actually, allow rugby
yeah,
league to thrive in your nation? If they
mm,
are, I'd be open to the bid. If they're not, then sack them
yeah.
off.
I agree. And where were the other two? New
They
Zealand.
were New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea is probably a little bit too chaotic for a World Cup. I reckon if you were going to do PNG, it would have to be like as a joint bid between New Zealand
Yeah,
and PNG. Or,
or
well, it's
or
a little bit
or
too, or
PNG and
Australian PNG,
yeah,
or,
and PNG and other Pacific nations. Yeah,
yeah, but again, there's no infrastructure. Like, there's not like a massive national stadium in Samoa or, any of
no,
them nations. So it'd
no.
be hard to do there. So, but
You think New Zealand are deserving of a World Cup?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they've never
I'm
had a solo
surprised.
World Cup. They've always had to conjoin it with Australia
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't actually had one before.
on their own. Yeah.
Yeah, um, it does surprise. And again, it's like you put these bids in with America and Kenya, and you say, okay, well, you're not going to get the bid, but as the IRLF, we are going to help you develop your game
Hmm.
with a view to having a World Cup in 2038 or 2042 or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And you're saying, okay, well, that would be the aim. We admire your vision in putting a bid in, but at the minute you're not quite
We
ready.
want you to work on A, B, C, and we'll help give you the funds for that A, B, and C to achieve. And then by 2034, you guys, if you've achieved this by 2029, you can
Yeah,
have that
exactly,
awarded to you.
exactly.
Because it's actually a good point. I'm gonna have to Google like American leagues and what's going on because I remember when they had that franchise and districts, but I don't actually know what's happened since. Because they had a couple of
No,
fallouts between different boards, and
yeah, it
they
just
had like
collapsed.
a rebel. board
Mm.
appear, and now
Yeah.
it's Major League Rugby, which is rugby union, is
Yeah.
making strides, which they basically took over the funding from that rugby league
Yeah.
franchise because, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just mental. But who knows? Maybe we're off to LA, maybe we're off to Honolulu on the
Mm.
beach, or maybe we're off to Auckland at last minute when it undoubtedly gets cancelled.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I would like, I personally, out of those options, I would like to see it in, um, I would like to see it in New Zealand with a view
hmm
to those other countries developing.
yeah, agree. And
Mm.
especially with the likes of South Africa going, right, we
Yeah.
want this, this, and this. America, this, and this.
Yeah. Before we move on to the, I know we're going to obviously talk about the Ashes. Do you want some more breaking news?
Yes, go on.
Okay, so I don't know whether you know about this because we haven't spoken about this before, but so England Rugby League have posted they've put a
Oh,
post on. Do you know about this?
no, but
Right.
I'm already
Right.
cringing slash
Okay.
half.
So England Rugby League have put a post on to say they're going to
Why
wear.
is it? Why does it bring such dread when you hear them little words?
So
England
they're going to
Rugby
put a
League have
post on to say
tweeted.
they're going to wear this shirt
Okay,
on
the poppy
Saturday
shirt. That's
because
the
it's
poppy shirt for those not.
yes. So because it's near Remembrance Sunday, get down to Headingley. They're going to do this, but and I'll come on to this a bit anyway. We'll come on to that with the third test. But um, it says to buy your shirt, click here. You
Please
click
say
on
it
the
takes you
link.
to a porn site or something.
No. It clicks you, and it clicks you to the England Rugby League headquarters Dropbox menu instead of the shirt. And when you click on the files, there's a load of posters there
Wait,
advertising.
wait, wait, wait. As in, like the internal server.
Yeah. And when you click on the files, it comes up with a load of posters that say Thursday the 18th of February at the MKM Stadium, Hull Kingston Rovers versus the Brisbane Broncos.
Is this why they announced it? Is this why they announced it today? Because they
That's,
accidentally tweeted the files.
what a sport!
I wondered why they were like, "Oh, Reece Walsh is heading over to Hull in February and all this, that, and the other." I
Well,
wondered
that's
why they
why.
announced it. 'Cause I was like, "Oh, I thought there'd be a bit more
Yeah. Well,
fanfare about it."
that's why.
How do you send a link to your internal servers? This is top.
this is proper only in rugby league. I know that's a different podcast that I'm on, but yeah,
Isn't it a
this is
shame
different,
that
isn't
you
it?
always record your pods and something happens during the
Something happens
night
like that
or
straight
the
after.
morning?
You can guarantee it, can't you? Anyway, that's today's breaking only in rugby league. Yeah,
What the? So at
brilliant.
time of recording, this is a Wednesday, the 5th of November, ready for bonfire night over in England. Have you got your bonfire ready?
Should we say no because it's miles too wet?
I mean, that's fine. I mean, who wants to celebrate a 600-year-old tradition of almost blowing up the king?
I,
Whereas
I
now
said
they'd
that yesterday.
celebrate it if they did blow up the king.
I was saying that to somebody yesterday. It was like, it's one of those things that, like, why do we still do this to celebrate from something from 1605? That's like, it just seems, and you never get rid of it now because there's too much money in it. But it's just one of those things. You just think, how has it ever been allowed? How has it ever gone on? A little bit like doing
Like,
Shakespeare at school. Just why do we still do it? You know?
but like, so just think about it, right? You Guy Fawkes, right? You're not even the main man
No.
behind it all. You're just the guy that got caught, right? You're not even the mastermind behind the whole thing. There's five, six others above you. You were
yeah.
just the guy that was meant to light the fuse. Right,
Yeah.
you get caught in for our Australian listeners, this go look up the holiday. I'm not explaining it. It was a plot by Catholics to blow up the king, effectively in 1605, and you get caught. Like, would could you even fathom that? in 620 years' time, people will still be blowing up an effigy of you, lighting it
Yeah.
on fire, and setting off
Well,
loads of fireworks because
well,
you failed to light a fuse.
well, well. It's 400. I mean, come on, Johnny, get your math. It's
Well, sorry,
400,
400.
not
No, sorry,
600 years.
sorry.
Yeah. Come on, it's been a
Oh,
long
how
day, hasn't it?
silly, man. It's been a long day.
But
Maths
but
isn't
even so,
isn't my
400 and
strong
odd
point
years
at this late.
later, 420 years later, we're still celebrating this thing and scaring dogs. Yeah. Right.
Dogs.
Should we move on?
Oh, should we move on? What happened?
Yeah.
What are we on? England, Australia.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's let's start with a bit of optimism, right? Because last week we were that pessimistic. We thought it'd be a cricket score.
Yep.
It turns out it was a cricket score, but after about 3 overs rather than
Yep.
50, because it was 14 points to two and 14 points to four. Sorry, wasn't it? Yeah, it was four,
Yep.
wasn't
Four
it? Yeah,
all at half time. Yep.
4 all at half time. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt shortchanged
With the
because
yeah.
because I thought we should have gone on to win. At halftime, I was so optimistic. I was like, we had them on the ropes all the
Mm.
first half, pretty much, bar like a 15-minute window. For 25
Mm.
minutes of that half, we were dominant. We just have absolutely zero punch.
Yeah. I said last week, you have this hope that England will score, and there's an expectation that Australia will score.
Yeah.
And the hope that England can score surfaced again in the first half. As much as England were on top, there wasn't a line break, there wasn't a try. The hard fact is that we've scored one try that was absolutely irrelevant as a
In 100
consolation
and
5 minutes from the end.
160 minutes of rugby.
Mm. Yeah, and we've had this game, there was no line breaks. And you could say, okay, the closest we probably got was there was two. There was the fumble from Walsh that Knowles then knocked on. If
Yeah,
if he'd have gathered it cleanly, he's over the line.
yeah,
And Young in the corner where he gets taken out high by Walsh
yeah,
again.
yeah.
And they were the closest that we'd come. And I think one of those occasions again, same at Wembley last week when we had the first 20 minutes, and you're saying we need to be in front here, we need to score a couple of tries, we need something to defend and something to hang on to. Yes, people were optimistic because we'd got the penalty on half time to make it 4-all,
Mm-hmm.
and then the way that England didn't need the break, did they? We didn't need
No.
the break, and then the way that the teams came out in the second half was completely different. England was so flat in the start of
Yeah, yeah.
so
So yeah, it was incredibly flat in that second half. Like you only have to look at like we came out and I think we had a knock on like our own 30. Was it Walmsley straight after the kickoff?
I think I was still queued up for the toilet at this point.
Was you? That's fair. I swear we
I missed the
knocked on
first
about
three.
35
I
out.
missed the first 3 or 4 minutes because of the lack of toilets in the new ground.
Well, they pretty much scored what 6 minutes after half time.
I just got back in the ground pretty much as
Yeah,
Cam Munster went in.
48 minutes in, so it's 47 minutes in.
Yeah, I missed the
And
first 5 minutes. Yeah,
I'm not messing, mate. It was the softest try we've conceded because he just he could have walked through it. The gap that
he,
was on and the overlap, like he could have walked through it.
I I thought he got a bit lucky with it because I thought he was trying to offload it back on the inside
Yeah,
and made a
but
mess
the
of it
defense
because
paused.
I think it was Crichton that overran it.
Yeah.
And then, so he kept hold of the ball, and as he keeps hold of the ball, this massive gap appears,
Yeah.
and then he goes in,
And
and then Williams half takes him, and Brimson should have finished him off to knock him backwards
yeah.
beyond the line, and didn't, and completely missed him.
Yeah.
So,
So
and then they score again very, very shortly after, which was a pinpoint
52
kick from,
minutes.
yeah, pinpoint kick from Cleary. And it's in the air, and as it comes out, I mean, I was sat and just, oh no! I said to the lads I was with, I just went, oh no! And you could just see it. It
Johnson.
bounces back. Young picks it up, and he's got a stroll in, hasn't he? There's nobody near him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Smith tries to knock the ball
it's a
out, but
big
yeah,
mistake, like from
yeah,
Johnson. It's one of them that them moments you've just got to catch. Like you just have to. And yes, it was a tough catch to make, but like it just proved too crucial that moment because it was just honestly like they scored with Munster and I went, oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. We can the way we played that first half. I've still got a lot of hope. And then
yeah,
literally 4 minutes later, they score again and you go, right, game over because we're not
yeah,
scoring twice. We're not
yeah.
scoring
That's it.
twice. And like if we were one score behind, it could go, well, we could kick a goal and then score a try, and then you're back in it. You can sort of get away with that. But once they score two, I just went right. I
That's
literally
it.
text my mate
It
Patrick. I went, Pat, I'm going bed, me.
yeah. It was the same feeling as last week when Cleary kicked the goal on half time to make it 8-0 at half time, and you think
Yeah.
they're not capable of scoring twice. And
No.
I mean, I think there was some. I thought the pack competed a lot better this week.
Well,
I
the
thought there was,
changes made it. Well, we said last week that McMeekan should have come in, whether he was
yeah.
second row or prop, and
I thought,
Smithies
yeah,
had to come in, and he did, and he proved
yeah.
why he should have come in.
I thought his kicks were a lot higher and deeper as well, which allowed the line chase then to be
Yeah,
there a lot quicker. And Australia, I felt then were starting their sets more on their own 20 than their own 40 as they were at
yeah.
Wembley, and that was better. The interesting comment from there's a few interesting comments from Sean Wayne afterwards.
Oh, a lot. I mean, he alluded to his Wigan bias at one point.
Yeah, one of the interesting ones I thought was about Mikey Lewis because he said after
11
the game,
minutes?
he said they were always planning, and 11 minutes was enough for him to make an impact. It's not though, is it? When you're two scores
No.
down, and the team's flat because you're running out of time. He needed
Yeah.
at least 20 minutes, at least.
hmm
Now,
And to be honest, the way Williams was playing, I'd have took
hmm,
him off and kept Litton on, who was probably one of our best players,
now
if not the best.
he said that 11 minutes was enough to make an impact, and they'd already had it planned out pre-match, the minute and where he was going to come on.
Oh, so you knew you were going to be 2 scores behind already.
This is the point, and this is the point
So
about
is this the
coach.
pessimistic dressing room then?
Well,
Because if you're thinking that and this is your plan, you must think, oh, well, we're going to be 2 scores behind, so he'll come on this moment.
hmm,
Because if that's
I
what he's
mean,
saying, that that's the plan,
but
is then he must
but
be.
But then you say it. But then you say, right, well, is coaching not being able to adapt to the situation as you
Yeah,
find it? So you saying, right, well, I'd planned to give him the last 10 minutes, which doesn't seem a lot anyway. Right, so I'm going to give him the last 10 minutes. But that's assuming that we're one score behind or one score in
yeah.
front or whatever it may be.
And if you're not watching what's in front of him going, this is shit in attack.
Yeah. Now, yeah, which again, so the two scores have pretty much been on with half an hour to go, yeah?
Yeah,
With two scores down with half an hour to go. Okay, you say, right, we've had a bad start. I'm gonna put something on. If you're still that same score with 25, 20 minutes to go, surely
change
you
something.
say, surely you say, we need to try something different here
Yeah.
because this, to all intents and purposes, is a cup game.
And it's a do or die game.
Exactly, it's a cup game.
You're
If you
out.
lose, you're
If
out.
you
If you
lose, you're
lose,
out.
you're out. And that's the position. So you've got 20 minutes to stay in the cup. You've got 20 minutes to save the series.
It's like Sir Alex says, like, well, if we were losing or we were drawing with 10 minutes to go, I just should send everyone up. You
Yeah.
went because like you'd rather win than you would lose.
we might as well lose 20 points to 4 as give it a go and say, because if you got 20 minutes and you can
It
get
was
one
so
back with
lateral.
well, if you can get one back with 15, 10 minutes to go and make it a
Hmm.
one-score game, all of a sudden the crowd are up again.
Yeah,
You've scored a try, you get that extra burst of energy. Australia now have doubts because they've conceded one, so they know that England can break the line. And all of a sudden you think, right, this could happen now with 10 minutes to go. It forces mistakes, it forces doubts in the opposition's mind.
yeah,
But if you just say, well, we're just going to give that 10 minutes, and I think you're asking a lot then to break the line twice of the best world team in sport
yeah.
when you've done so once in 150 minutes.
Stupid, innit?
You're asking a lot.
And
And
there's,
I don't understand that side, that mentality where you're saying we need to give this a go.
and we're gonna talk about team selections in this because I think the pack he got right. The pack was a
Yeah,
lot stronger,
I agree.
and a lot more aggressive. The Mickey Lewis situation, we said this, well, I said it last week, where you're disrupting the nine situation where Clark did nothing wrong and Litton did everything right coming off the bench, and you could have Clark doing the tough bits and have Litton come on with his energy and subsidise it. With that, Litton went quiet for like a 20-minute spell, but he was still lively enough,
Yeah.
and we had no hooker to come on to spell him.
Hmm.
Um, Williams in that second half was absolutely shocking. He was at fault for two of their tries. He threw a stupid pass that went into touch for the first try or the second try. I can't remember which one. He was caught out defensively during the first try with Munster. That was how the gap unfolded. He, I think if he wasn't captain, he wouldn't be in that side with the
No,
season he's had as well.
and he seems to be untouchable, doesn't he, with the coach?
And this is the issue because for me now, I think Smith was the better half. His kicking game was huge. I'd go Smith and Lewis in this third
But
game.
but he's not going to, is he?
No, he's not.
Because there's two things in that. Number one, he won't drop Williams, and number two, I don't think he'll make. It's Wellens like, isn't it? It's like three different halfback
Yeah,
positions in halfback pairings in 3 games,
yeah.
and I
And
don't
it,
and I don't think he can do that.
and I
He can do that,
still,
but I don't think he. I
yeah,
don't think he. I don't think he will.
I think we are absolutely ruining Herbie Farnworth, playing him on the right edge. He's the best left centre in the world, and yet we're playing him on the right edge because we've got Jake Wardle.
You
I'm
could
sorry,
bring Newman in.
if you've got the best left centre in the world, why the hell are you playing him out of position?
You could bring Newman in.
He could do, I think, with the wingers, but for me, it all alludes to that original selection. You had to have picked Billy Smith
Hmm.
because Billy Smith is one of the best right centres in the NRL. In which case, you can then keep Herbie on the left, and you've got Billy Smith on the right. This whole thing has come down to them initial selections of this squad for me. You've got them options. You've got the likes of Matty Nicholson would have made a huge difference, whether he's half fit or fit. He would have made a huge difference to them second rows, rather than having Callum Watkins, who did nothing wrong. He was really good for the first half. Second half, he went quiet. But Matty Nicholson he's a different beast again, and
Hmm.
he could have contributed so much. Even a 75% Matty Nicholson could.
Yeah.
And it's these initial squad selections that we were all baffled by that are now coming home to roost. Because now he's going to more than likely stick with Wardle and Farnworth because I can't see him picking Newman because Wardle's untouchable for him, I reckon.
I can't see it now where he would make changes to a common. It's not a like. This is an Ashes series. I don't think it's a case of, oh well, let's give everybody a game that we've named in the squad, and nor should it be. You
No,
you should fight for that
Australia aren't going to
shirt.
do that.
No, I think they might make one or two. I think
Yeah,
they
but they're
might
not.
bring.
They're not going to do whole spread and
No,
get
I
six
don't think so
changes so they
either.
can all play.
No, it's more of a case of you earn that shirt. I
Yeah,
think they might bring Dearden in, for example,
yeah.
but
Who's played his bit?
perhaps. Yeah, I mean, for us, I think it's not a case of, oh, well, we need to give him a game now because we haven't. He's not played yet, like Newman, for example.
Yeah,
Um, Burgess, I think, might come in because
because of the
there's.
wing options.
Yeah, I think Young hobbled off,
Young took a knock, and so did Johnson.
and Johnson's waiting an operation. Apparently, it's been reported this week.
Yeah,
Been
so it's
playing
all
through
on
pain,
Young, and
so
I can't see Young playing. So I reckon he'll go Budgie on the left and Brimson on the right, and then
yeah,
he'll
I
have
think.
Wellesby at full back.
Well, I think whatever, judging by again Wayne's comments afterwards, where he said about Brimson, he's a good kid. Did he show me enough? No. Does he need to do more? Yes. To me, I need more of him.
It's
Suggests that
talking about a
Wells.
state of origin fullback,
Yeah.
by the way.
He said I will need. He
Who
said I
would have
need
been in the
more of
Queen?
him.
Who would
Yeah.
have been in the Queensland squad this year had it not been for his declaration in May?
Well, to me, it says that Wells, but without, for me, in my mind, without a doubt, Wellsby's back in.
Yeah.
Just
So
on, just on Brimpson's performance alone, from the comments from the coach.
I actually didn't think he did too bad. I thought he did
Uh,
quite well, but the problem is the whole attacking structure is so lateral.
And I think maybe that's the problem, that neither fullback has been able to show anything in
Produce what they
attack.
can do.
So you're saying, well,
No.
Wellsby had a shocker at Wembley. I don't think Brimson lit it up at Everton. I don't think he did anything at Everton that Wellsby couldn't do or didn't do. So maybe you
Yeah.
say, well, you're right, mate. Maybe you're saying, well, is that down to those two individuals, or is that down to the way that we play?
Lee Breers is part of that setup. And we have
Yeah.
seen Saints attack this year.
And that's been the same thing where there's been criticism that when it's reached the fullback, and that's been Wellsby or Sailor,
Mm-hmm.
that the attack has died.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's something in that. I
I
think
don't know.
Jack Wellsby is. I remember this with Saints a few years ago, and John Wilkin was injured. He got a lot of stick, Wilkin, and then he was injured for a spell. He was injured for quite a long spell. And Saints didn't perform very well, and John Wilkins' stock went up through not playing more than
Yeah.
when he did play.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's the case with Wellsby now, where his stock's gone back up a little bit. If he'd have played in that game the first two tests,
Yeah.
he'd have been absolutely ransacked, wouldn't he, by the public? That'd have been it.
Yeah.
Whereas now, he didn't play in it. It was an improved performance. But actually, well, Brimson, well, yeah.
Well, it
If
was an
people
improved
are
performance
honest,
because the forward pack actually did its job.
yeah. So I think that Wellsby's stock may have rose a little bit just through not playing.
That's actually a very good point, to be fair.
You know,
Because
but I think. But then again, you look at it from Brimson's point of view. He's a new player into the squad. He's a new player into the environment. He's only had this week's training because we haven't had
he's
any get-togethers.
only met 2/3 of the squad when he got off the
Exactly.
plane.
So then you're saying, right, okay, well, you're playing against the world
Because he's
champions.
not
You're
played
playing
any World
against
Club challenges. He's not played in
no,
Vegas, for example,
yeah,
so
that's
he
it.
wouldn't have met
So
anyone.
he's had a lack. He's had a lack of rep footy, really, hasn't he?
In
You
an
know,
England perspective, yes.
in that, yeah. So you're saying, okay, well, now you're asking to turn on against Australia, which I would imagine is pretty hard for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
When he's met more of the Australian squad than he has of the England squad, it's probably hard for him to turn it on, isn't it?
He's literally got in that squad, because of the NRL contingent, he's got Dom Young, Herbie Farnworth,
Bateman.
Bateman, and that's it.
Yeah.
Out of the main lot, because like he's not got Victor Radley there,
Yeah.
he's not got Billy Smith there, he's not got other players that he's played with.
He's not
He's
got
got
Nicholson there. Yeah.
so it's like they've not.
He might.
Yeah,
Will he
it's
know
very tough for
Watkins?
him.
Will he know Watkins from when he was over
Yeah,
there?
from the 6 months he had at the Gold
Maybe.
Coast, maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
But
like
not many
saying we
though.
should have stuck Joe Greenwood in because he didn't know.
Yeah.
No, that's a little bit too far away when he was at the Gold Coast. But you know what I mean? Like, there's not many that he would have gelled with. He'd have met literally 3/4 of the squad when he got off
Yeah.
the plane, not even 2/3.
And that's it. So it is
So that's a tough
difficult.
environment for him to go to.
Yeah. So then you're saying, well, if Sean
You've
Wayne's
got to
basically
integrate
saying,
him.
well, and if Sean Wayne's then after his comments after really are basically saying, look, mate, this is one and out. You've got one chance here to make it to get it right, which sounds
And
like
saying out, oh yeah, he's a good kid, but he's not. What was it? What was his quote? He's
I
a
need
good
him to
kid, but
show
he's
more.
not. I need him to
I
show
need more off
more.
him. He
Like you're
said, yeah, I
talking
need
to
more
someone
off him.
who
Yeah,
would have been in the Queensland squad this
yeah.
year
I need more off him.
had it not been for his declaration to be for
The
England.
other,
That's patronising as fuck from
yeah.
your coach. It
The
is.
other thing
It's
that the other
patronising
thing
from
that
you, Sean.
yeah, the other thing that I saw off Wayne was the little clip. I've not watched it yet. The behind the scenes documentary
Oh,
where
I've
he
heard
goes
people
into the
discussing
changing
it.
rooms and he just says very proud, and he said very proud. We played brilliantly for 70 minutes. We switched off for 10, and he said that's the aim next week now, not to get beat 3-0. And if we play for 80 minutes like that, we will win, and it won't even be close. I promise you.
You know, we got to score.
It might be
If
like
it
Toulouse in the championship final, where they win 10-8 but don't score a try.
It's going to be in it. Yeah, it won't be
Isn't it?
close, lads. It won't be close. Don't worry. We'll win 24 points to 8.
Yeah.
How are we gonna
Yeah.
do that, Sean? Never you mind.
Yeah.
Never
12
you
penalties.
mind.
12 penalties.
12 penalties right in front
Got
of
two words for
sticks.
you. Got 2 words for you, Johnny. Rugby union. Yeah.
I've got this. I know this bloke called Andy, and he's gonna
Yeah.
lend us his son.
Exactly. Yeah. 12 penalties.
Son,
We're on.
son,
That's it. Penalty
his
on your own
son.
40. Penalty on your own
Connor
40.
Connor
We'll go for
Farrell or
two.
whatever his name is.
Yeah.
What's his
We'll go
name?
for
Connor
two.
Farrell. Callum
Yeah.
Farrell. What's his name?
Owen Farrell.
Owen Farrell.
Yeah. 60 yards out. We'll take the two. Yeah. Isn't it?
He's still signing for Wigan, isn't he? Owen Farrell. He's been
Like he
signing
has
for
been
Wigan
for the
for
last
10
10
years, hasn't
years.
he?
Yeah. But I think. So what do you think he'll do now then? Do
I
you
have
think he'll.
just got this. I have just got this image of Sean Wayne, like just having everyone kicking goals this week in
Yeah,
training. Come
brilliant
on,
from
lads! You never
everywhere.
know who's going to have to kick.
Exactly. It's
It's like when
so
England practice for penalties,
well
but he's just
I
doing
mean
it for goal.
looking at the teams now going forward, do you think that Wellesby will come back in?
Yes.
Who else then will come in and go out of that England squad? I think Bateman will come back in.
Yeah, possibly. He might be
In
18th or 19th man.
I think he'll be on the bench at the worst. He
May even
again
play him centre and push
he
Herbie out, knowing his
he could
knowing
do.
his tactics, and have
He
Herbie
said
playing wing.
he rolled his ankle. He said, but he'll be fit for the third test. That's what he said.
Who's that? Bateman.
Bateman, yeah.
Oh yeah, then he's playing, isn't he?
So I think he'll play. I think he'll
He'll
come
play
back
for
in.
Watkins.
I think he'll come back in instead of Watkins. I think he thinks that Bateman is a much better
Yeah,
pick than Watkins. I
he's
think.
a safer pick.
I don't think he'll change the halves, and I don't think he'll change the hookers. I think he'll leave Clark out again now he's made that decision. I don't think he'll leave Lewis out, but I think he'll stick him on the bench again. I think
Such a
Burgess will come.
waste.
I think Wellesby will come in. I think Bateman will come in, and I think Burgess will come in. Burgess will
Yeah,
come in if Young's not fit. He'll come in for Young, and perhaps Johnson will move over to the other side. And I
Johnson might
think
not be fit.
if Johnson's not fit, he'll come in. Or if Young is fit, I think he'll come in for Johnson anyway.
Yeah, and if they're both out, I think Brimson goes to a wing. And
Brimson
Burgess,
plays
Brimson
centre.
and Burt. Yeah, but why would it? You can't play Herbie Farnworth on the. You got to have his hands on the ball.
No,
I'm
no,
just
sorry,
thinking
no,
Sean
sorry. I
Wayne would be
meant will
mental,
Brimson? Would he throw the possibility out of putting Brimson in the right centre to move
and have
Farmers to the
Farnworth
left?
left.
So
Yeah,
Brimson in effect would come in for Wardle.
yeah, that would work. But I don't think he will. I think he's
No,
too
I don't
loyal
think he
to
will either.
Wardle.
But yeah,
Mate, honest to God, I just don't.
I,
Well, we
I
said it
think
when we
those are.
when we recorded the first um episode. Well, when I recorded one with Sam and like I seen the England squad, I literally said to Sam, I went, I came into this thinking we'll win 2-1.
Hmm.
I seen that squad that he picked for the 24-man squad, and I said, I think we're going to lose 3-0.
And
And
that's
I
the way
think
it's
that's
looking
still going
now.
to happen. I think that's still going to happen because he's shafted himself with that initial sort of squad selection. He's not
Yeah.
picked his best players. If he'd picked his
No.
best players, Billy Smith would have been in it.
Yeah.
Max King would have been in it.
Yeah. I
Even
Yeah.
Tommy Talau may have
Expensive
wanted to come
anthem.
in.
Expensive anthem. That
Expensive
one.
anthem, yeah. Very expensive.
I think that. I think those are the. I think he'll only make 3 changes, and I think they're the
Do you
3
reckon? Do
changes
you
he'll
reckon
make.
he's looked back at when AJ Brimson played for Queensland and seen if
No.
he sang the national anthem?
No, probably not.
It was like 4 years ago or something, three
Yeah.
years ago.
I think that's what we'll do. What about Australia? What changes do you think they will be there?
I think they'll play Ethan Strange at centre.
Is that so that
He
takes him
won't.
out of the
He
England
can't pick
reckoning?
England, yeah. So
Yeah.
he can't pick England. I reckon they'll do that
In
just
place
for
of
that.
what? Shibasaki?
Um, yeah, probably. Just give him a rest. He's had a big season, hasn't he?
Mm.
Shibasaki. He's been an absolute worldie. Um, I reckon he might play Mitch Moses just just to see and test the waters because they've got a World Cup next year, and you never know
Instead
what'll
of
happen.
Cleary.
Could even play him instead of Munster and have him 6 and
Munster
7.
Munster has been imperious in these first 2
Mate,
games.
he's been player of the series easily. Easily. I
The
know
only
Reece Walsh
reason,
was superb, but
yeah,
Munster's been superb
but
in both games.
but Munster was only just, if you like, behind Walsh. It's just that Walsh made the
Yeah,
breaks. He got the glory. He got the
yeah,
quite rightly. He was man of the match. Walsh. He was
yeah,
excellent. But if it wasn't for Walsh, it would have been Munster, who
yeah,
was probably equally as good, but without catching the eye as much, if that makes sense.
yeah.
And then last week he did catch the eye because Walsh had a pretty poor game last week, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think England got to grips with him a lot more, and I think that was obviously part of the plan. With the deeper kicks, you don't let him run, you don't give him any room, and England did that pretty well, really.
Yeah. Especially
He
with the
was
kicking
fought,
game of Harry. Turned him round
yeah.
a lot.
He ended up being sin binned. He was fortunate, I think, with the Young try not to see a yellow.
Yeah,
And then he got one for the one on Johnson. Was it Johnson? Yeah.
yeah,
He got one for that, didn't he? Or was it Young? I can't remember. It was the kick into the corner anyway, where he come barging in. I think it was
yes.
Young. It was Young, because he banged it
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
floor. It was Dom Young. Yeah. I think. But I don't see him leave. I don't see Walters leaving Walsh out for game 3. Do you?
No. Superstar, any.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. And I think their
Um,
preparation's as good as ever. They were supposed to spend 2 nights in Scotland, but they only spent one night there because it was a bit miserable.
did
And
they?
they're in Leeds. Yeah, they were on the way. Yeah, it was weather was a bit bad, I think, and they were supposed to go 2 nights there, and they were on the way back to Leeds within one
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
So
So, I think they'll just have one eye on that World Cup next year and just see, well, let's just see what different combos we can throw out and what we can
I
play
mean,
with.
he brought 5 halfbacks in, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he
Strange can
brought
play
them.
centre as well, so it's not like
Yeah,
it's. And Dearden
but
can play at
even that he brought
9.
Moses and Dearden. Um, Dearden's had a run in both Test matches, so maybe he won't get a start.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe he'll keep his place on the bench, like he has done in the first 2 Tests, and
Yeah.
then it could be Moses for Cleary.
Yeah.
Um, I
I think
don't
he'll still
see.
go as strong as he can.
Oh, I do. I do. I don't think there's many more changes to be had.
No.
I don't. I think. I don't think. I don't think Walters or indeed the Kangaroos have that mentality. They have just
No.
like
They go for
I
the
think
kill.
it's yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think
And the
if you
thing is,
said
though, even if they rest, the players they've got coming on, they're not. It's not a rested team. That it's it's a
no,
scary team, regardless whoever they throw
I
in.
agree. Yeah,
Like literally, that's
um,
why I don't get like when they do these Pacific Championships. Australia B would
yeah,
take out some of these.
yeah,
Like it's ridiculous the strength in depth they've got. No matter how
yeah,
many players peel off
yeah.
and go to
I
other
no,
nations.
totally agree. And I
But
think you're right in terms of our squad. He has it because of what he's picked and put himself in that position pre pre first test. He's not got a lot of options to go with.
no, he's got to stick with it,
Yeah.
and that's the
So
issue. But like I said, the first test, the forward pack was wrong. Second test, forward pack was right. We just had no fight, no firepower,
yeah.
and
The
I don't know. But
the difficulty.
there was two main talking points for me in this game, right? And that is number one. Well, actually, it's both talking points because they kind of go into one. What the hell are we doing, simbing in two players 1 minute in for that in a test match?
It's a test match, isn't it?
And that's come
The-
from the video ref who had an absolute stinker in Jack Smith. Why is he a video ref in an Ashes series?
Well, he's been dropped for this one.
Yeah, and the guy who we put in,
Where's Where's Chris Kendall in all this?
is he on honeymoon or something?
I don't know. Is that because he hasn't been mentioned? It's Tom Grant for this one.
Must be on holiday. Exactly. It's like going from Tweedledee to Tweedledum.
That is not an
Jesus
upgrade, is it? You know
Christ.
what I mean?
No. We've got Tom Grant and Grant Atkins.
That 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 wasn't those sin bins wouldn't have
I'd
happened in an
rather have
Origin
Hugh
match,
Grant
would
than Tom Grant.
they?
Like, you know what I mean? He's a
Good one, yeah. The
Tom Grant's a better actor actually, 'cause he acts to be a ref.
That's probably right. Yeah, it's that those sin binnings wouldn't have happened in an Origin game, would they?
It wouldn't have happened in a bloody NRL game.
No, it just been you get over there, you get over there, split it up, get on with it.
Pack it in.
I mean, I think from the first couple of minutes he tried to set the stall out, Grant Atkins, didn't he? He tried to set it out with saying
But it came
there
from
was
the
a there
video
was there
ref.
was a there was a penalty in the first set for lining up,
Yeah. That was
which
like,
he
we're
was
not having
like,
any of this.
we're not having any
Slow
of
up.
this.
Because that was all the
Get on.
publicity.
Yeah. Now that could have been, lads, you're on the edge here. Speed it up, or I'm going to penalise you. That could have been that. Then there was a few little coming togethers. There was a few little bits of biff.
But I don't
But it
know
was
why you
like
penalised Lytton.
no, because Grant, another Grant, he had his he was holding Litton down.
Yeah.
He was pulling him down while he was on the floor.
I know. That's why I don't
And
get
then
why it
that
was a
just
penalty.
yeah, get on with
They
it.
got
Play your ball.
2 points for
Get on
that.
with it. Yeah. And that was the Test match. This is the oldest rivalry and the biggest, the highest level, if you like, of rugby league. This is let them get
Yeah.
on with it. You know, this is that. I
Literally,
think he
you're
tried
putting
to. I
it's meant
think
to
he
be on
tried to
world
make a
stage.
statement. He tried to make a statement to say, "I'm in charge. I'm not having any of this. Behave yourselves." So there you go, 10-10. That'll calm the rest of you down. And it didn't really, because there was a few more coming together after that, weren't there? So
Exactly. And you know what? You know what I find weird is I was sat there watching it going, Ashley Clown wouldn't have even given that.
no,
Like
no,
it was just shambolic. Everything
yeah,
about it. The officiating was embarrassing. I
yeah.
actually
I
thought,
agree
you
for
know
that
what,
one.
the ruck speed was great. The ruck was I actually really liked the ruck and the way it was officiated in that second game. But my
Yeah,
lord, everything else about it. Did you hear James Graham blowing up about Jack Smith as well
yeah, yeah.
in the commentary?
Well,
He just went, he, the one where it's a blatant knock on. I think is it Tino that knocked on? And where he's going for the try, and then he sends it up as like it's a no try, just make sure that he's knocked the ball forward. And he goes,
yeah,
yeah, it's inconclusive whether Tino's knocked the ball on there. Well, the ball's gone 2 yards forward.
yeah, yeah. So he was
Sat
coaching.
there going, what is? And then Dom Young. Apparently, you cannot change arms while running because
That's
that's
not a
a knock
knock
on.
on. That's not a
It's not a
knock
knock
on.
on. He's
No.
talking a
And then
load of
you've got
shit.
the referee coaching the video ref through decisions,
All the way through it, all the way,
and then
every single time it went up, Grant was like, yeah, 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 play it at full speed for that Munsters try. He must have said,
yeah,
play it at full speed about 6 times, and he kept
well,
going in slow
yeah,
motion.
well, you could tell it was an English video ref because the amount of times that were being looked at. The week before, it was an Australian video ref. It was like a couple of looks. That was it. Bang, there you go. Yeah, he's grounded it. See you. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And it's a
which is what
pain
it
in the
should be.
arse. It's just,
It's you know
it's the standard of our officiating. It is not the video
it
cameras, it's
is.
not this, it's not
I'm
that, it's
tired
the
of this.
officiating.
I'm tired of
It's
going to Super
bollocks.
League games. I'm tired of going to Super League games and seeing them draw a circle, draw a square in a square in the air, as Steve-O used to say. And the worst one is like when they go, the challenge in this. I'm like, oh no, that's 5
Because you
minutes
know it's
later home.
3 minutes, 5 minutes out of your day.
I'm like, I'm 5 minutes later
But
travelling home now, aren't I?
it
Because he's challenged
has
it.
to
And
be
then the
it
worst
has
thing,
to
I
be
don't
the
care who it is.
coaching of the
The,
officials.
the worst thing is when they go challenge successful. I'm like, oh no, that means they've got another one.
No, no, no. That's not as bad. That's not as bad. It's where it's inconclusive. They retain the
Yeah, they
challenge. That
retain the
way, there's
challenge.
no decision made. It's a waste of time. Nothing's been reviewed, and then they get another one.
So inconclusive, right? Is unsuccessful because you haven't won it.
Well, there's not enough
You
evidence.
can't have a draw.
Yeah,
You've
but say
challenged it.
in court, you can't be guilty with no evidence.
No, but right, you've got to be able to overturn the decision. If you can't overturn the decision, you've lost it, haven't you? It's not well, nearly. You might do. So you should
Yeah.
lose it.
What's that? Oh,
Inconclusive
you?
shouldn't even be there.
I
It
see
should
the
be
good side and the
successful.
bad side.
It should be successful or unsuccessful, not inconclusive. It's like I'm like that gives you
That's the
another
worst
5
one.
minutes of my
That's the
life.
worst
Yeah.
one. It's because nothing's been decided and we just go with whatever the decision was anyway. So
So there
it's
you
just,
go.
it's the
So
worst
you
one.
haven't. So you've got a knock on, right? You've had a knock on. Referees give a knock on against you. I get the ball, right? You're going not having that, right? Then you say I'm challenging it. Video ref looks at it and goes not sure about that. I've still got the ball, so you haven't won it, have you? So therefore, you've failed your challenge. Not have another go in 20 minutes when you want to stop me getting home.
My last bus is half
Exactly.
10.
Oh, mate, it winds me up, honestly. Inconclusive. I can't tell you how much it annoys me.
Set him off. I've wound up that spring and it's sprung.
Honestly, it winds me up. I can't tell you how much.
So now the game 3, we've got Grant Atkins in the middle,
Yeah.
with Hugh Grant on the sidelines in Tom Grant, who, by the way, looks the spit. Who's the referee in Australia that he looks the spitting image of? Because it
Oh
does my head
yeah,
in. Every
there
time he
is one.
comes
I
on the
can't think
telly,
of
I'm
his
like,
name, but yeah,
Tom Grant, Tom Grant's ref. I always send you a picture, don't I? I go, Tom
yeah,
Grant's
there is
reffing.
one. Yeah,
Spitting
yeah.
image, man. They should have had them two reffing and
I,
called them like the twins. They'd have been like
I
our
mean,
Morris twins.
he's not good, is he? Tom Grant, when
No.
he refs, he's not good either.
No,
When
it's
he
got to be
refs,
the coaching of the refs. It's got to be
yeah.
whatever they're doing over here compared to over there.
We had
I know they've
at
got a
one
lot more
time.
money. I know they've got a lot more money, but years ago, it used to be a similar level, I found, with like Richard Silverwood, Phil Bentham,
We,
Ian Smith.
Thierry
Ashley
Alibert,
Klein was part of that.
yeah.
Well, we always had a bad one. But
But no,
James
you
Child, when
no,
he
but
was younger, everyone used to slag him
you're
off.
right. You're right. There was a
But now,
golden
I'd kill
generation.
for a young
There was a
James
gold.
Child.
There was a golden generation of people like you said, like Richard Silverwood, Ian Smith, Steve Ganson was in that group.
Ganson, yeah, he was a good
Gans was
ref,
in that
Ganson.
group. There was Ali Bear. He was one of the six, and then there was Ian Smith and Phil Bentham.
One of the six. Did he count them?
Oh, then they'd bring
Did he
then they'd
count
bring
them
Carl
six?
Kirk. They'd bring Carl Kirkpatrick in now and again for the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
Well,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
bad.
That makes
But
the seven for Thierry. That makes the
that's right.
seven
But in the
because he couldn't
main,
count to six.
that's right. But in the main, right? In the main, they were more of a golden generation. Then you're right. Then you had
Yeah,
James Child. Then you had people going. But now we've got people like Tom Grant. Now we've got
Jack
now we've
Smiths.
got Aaron Moore, Jack Smith. They're not on the same level as these guys were years ago. And I don't know.
No,
Well, if you ask Richard Silverwood, which we did on our pod, he was very critical of Steve Ganson's time as in charge of
yeah,
the referees. Because I think at the time when they were, I think it was Greg McCallum that was in charge of the referees.
yes, yeah, yeah.
And then he was very, very critical of Ganson's time at the RFL with the referees. And I
So
do
now
think there's been
we're
shoots
getting
of.
the
I do
tail
think
end of
since
it.
Phil Bentham's been involved, there's been shoots of recovery with the performance. I think
But it's
there's
going
been
to
other.
take years to get
It
rid of
is going
that
to take years.
destruction.
There's people that have done well, like Liam Rush. He's done pretty well,
Yeah.
but there isn't the same
Basically,
group of
Steve
quality
Ganson
because,
was the IDF to rugby league.
yeah, yeah, it's a big. I mean, big games. What have you got?
He sent a load of bombs in and destroyed it.
You've got Liam Moore, Chris Kendall. That's it on big games. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Nobody else is getting a look in on big games. Your third
No.
after that is actually Jack Smith, who's
Oh
getting the
God.
bigger games.
Well, yeah, because
He,
he's ref two of these.
he's the one that's getting the bigger games after those two.
You know what? And I hate slagging off the refs, but for me, the referees are only you're only as good as your coaches, effectively, when it comes to a referee. And I really believe that they have been taught some awful, awful habits over the last few years.
Mm.
I really do, because there's no way on earth we can be going to games, or like you guys go into games and you're waiting 4 or 5 minutes for a video ref decision where you've got a second game Ashes series with the on-field ref coaching the video ref how to do his job.
Mm.
It's
It annoys me the
embarrassing
way.
for us, though.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing for the English game that is having to happen
Well,
on the
it's
field,
always annoyed
broadcast to
me.
millions.
It's always annoyed me how the referees. It's crept in as a norm now into the game, but how the referees coach the players. You're not there to coach the players, but this like hold, release, away. That's down to the
Especially,
players, not.
especially, especially, especially in England, because they must say
Yeah.
hold about 4 or 5 times.
Don't.
It's like
That's down to the
surrender, get
players.
off,
That's down to the players to
held,
make a
boom.
decision. But what they do now, if you look now, they look round. The players look round at the
Yeah,
referee for when he's telling them to get off,
yeah,
which is a ridiculous situation because that's down to the player's own judgment to say, I've tackled him, now I'll get off.
Yeah.
And
And
if you
also
wait too long,
the
yeah,
players know when they've won contact and when they haven't.
yeah,
So I don't know why the referee has to tell them that they've won contact or they haven't. Like,
no,
they can say the referee will tell you to move when you need to move. So if you've won the contact, he'll give you them 2 seconds more or whatever, or 1 second more, and then he'll say move. Whereas now he's
yeah,
like held, held,
yeah,
held, move, Jack,
yeah,
or whatever,
release, yeah, that's it, yeah.
release. Whereas like there's
It's a
three or four
ridiculous
different
situation.
words. Whereas
Yeah,
really it should be as a prop or a halfback or whatever. You know when you've won contact and when you've lost it. You get
yeah,
out straight away. You move.
and all it should be is that's one back with me. That should be it.
Yeah.
And then if you two, and then they
Oh,
should be
the
getting
way
off.
it used to be.
And then it should be. I'm not having that. You're too long on in there, mate. You're holding him down too long.
And don't get me
That's it.
started on play the balls.
Yeah. Well, we
The only
interviewed
good
Richard
thing about this
Silverwood once.
Ashes is that they are actually playing the ball.
Mm. I mean, we interviewed Richard Silverwood once, and he said that they used to have a theme of the week when they went in
Yeah.
with the bosses. This is what we're going to work on over the next couple of weeks, and there was always like a
Mm.
flavour of the month. And you can see that usually at the start of a Super League season. You can see that, can't you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this week we're concentrating on play the balls. This week it's getting the markers square. This week, and
But
it's whatever the flavour of the
it should
month is.
be
Yeah,
all over. Like the
yeah,
play the ball should be all over.
yeah,
It's a joke. The fact that, we introduced a rule that the NRL have had that if in the final 5 minutes the clock stops when it goes out of play. We introduced that 2 years ago.
yeah.
In Super League, never gets used.
I totally
And
agree,
it kills
especially near
all
the end of
energy. How
games.
can you bring in a rule? How can you bring in a rule and not utilize it?
It's NFL
It
like when they've
kills the
taken.
excitement. It
Yeah.
kills the excitement of the game.
Well, when the NFL, I saw it the other week, they were last week, and there was like a minute and a half to go, and they just kept taking a knee at the whatever they call
Yeah,
it, scrimmage. I'm
to
like,
let the
get
clock
on with the
tick
game,
down.
what are you doing? And then they'd run on
Yeah,
the pitch with 30 seconds to go, and I'm like,
yeah.
right, okay, I'll get this. But then it's a little bit like that in Super League when you do not need to give a kicker a minute to take a conversion or a penalty.
No,
That
no.
should be that
Or
should be
give
clock.
him a minute, but stop the clock
No, that should
before.
be
But no, as soon as the ball's dead, you score a try. Stop the clock.
yeah, exactly.
Take as long
And
as you
that's what
want.
it used to be, right? Then the kicker would come out, he'd get his printer, referee would stop the clock, and then when the kicker was ready to take the kick, then he would wave it back on.
Yeah,
And that's it. But I agree with you, the last 5 minutes, if that happens, we need to get more out of that. And
but it got brought in. It
yeah,
got brought in. This is what I don't
yeah,
get. It got brought in, and year on year, the past couple of years, we've seen it in the playoffs when it was like dying seconds, and you've seen
yeah,
players like just kick the ball dead and go, "Oh, well, it's over." There's 30
yeah.
seconds on the clock. That's two
Totally
tackles.
agree. Yeah, totally
In the
agree.
NRL, it's so much more exciting. Like that Canberra game, Canberra in Brisbane, when
Yeah,
they won it twice.
yeah.
If they did it like Super League, wouldn't have had that exciting end.
No,
Would have just been
the
dead.
Raiders, the
Done.
Raiders would have won.
Yeah,
The
it
Raiders
would
would
have
have
been
won that
done.
game in Super League. Yeah. So.
So, and
But
it's a
yeah,
joke.
you're
But
right.
anyway, is it going to be 3-0 or is it not?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Simple
I
answer.
don't know. I don't think there's a. I don't think there's much of a discussion
We
about. Do
went
you?
through all that though, innit? I just
I don't
can't
think
see
it's
it.
like we say where it can be won. We've said the last couple where it can be won and lost, and I think they've pretty much tried everything and it hasn't worked. I think the only way that it would
Hmm.
be is if Australia make mass changes, and England are on the so their defensive structures are not as
Yeah,
tight as they have been with the team in the first two games. We managed to get a couple of
yeah,
tries. But even then, I don't see. I think there might be more points in this one at Headingley. I
yeah.
think there might be more points just because it's 2-0.
Will the cauldron help?
I think there'll be a lot of people don't turn up. It'll still look full. But I've seen
Yeah.
a couple of messages off people that goes, I'm not going to bother now. And it's 2-0.
Do you want my ticket?
Hmm.
But this is what I said to you. Remember when they announced the Ashes um was coming over to England, and they announced the grounds, and Headingley was game free. Do you remember me saying to you, I think they've done that just because they're guaranteed a sellout? Because I reckon they know themselves it's going to be 2-0.
2-0. Yeah.
And if they added it Goodison at the David Dickinson ground, if they had it there and it was already 2-0, you'd have a lot of people going, oh, do you want to buy my ticket? I'm not going to bother going.
Completely right. Now it'll
And
still
it would
look
be
full. Don't
loads of
get me
empty
wrong.
seats.
Yeah, they'll still
But
fill it up.
it'll look full because
The-
it's not a big capacity.
yeah.
Anyway,
The Cauldron is a different Cauldron at 2-0 than it is at 1-0.
oh, hugely.
Because I'm going.
Now it's
Am
now
am
it's
I
just about
excited?
getting selfies.
Am I excited about it? Not really.
No,
Would I have been excited at 1-1? Absolutely. I'd have been buzzing all
yeah,
week, you know. And
mate.
I think
I'm
everybody
going.
feels like that.
All right, I'm going to see an Oasis on Saturday night. Right, go and see an Oasis. The kickoff for the Ashes is 1:30. I'm probably only going to get back to my house in or around 1:30. I'm going straight to bed. I've already planned going to bed
Mm.
because I
I,
cannot be bothered staying up for it because I'm
it,
up for work the next day and I'm like, can I be bothered?
in
No.
in a way,
If it
it's
was
lose
1-1, I'd
lose.
be staying up
In a way, it's lose lose for England. In a way,
hugely.
it's like if we win, well, Australia have took the foot off the gas. They've made loads of changes. They just want to get home. Series is wrapped up. It's a dead rubber.
They just want a
Just
European
win.
holiday.
If they lose, they lost 3-0. It is lose lose. But you know what I mean, don't you? And I just
Yeah.
think it's. But I do think it's important for the game in this country for England to win this game.
Oh, vastly. If we get whitewashed, like
We,
this Ashes series was meant to be the saviour of the sport. If it's a whitewash, it could well put the nail in
if
the
it's a white,
coffin.
if it's a whitewash, we're no nearer than we were in 1986,
Yeah.
and that was 3-0 against Great Britain. There was three. Well, they were quite
Yeah.
easy games. They were quite easy games that tour, and that
That's
I don't
50
think we're any
years of zero
close.
progress.
40 again.
40
You're not
years,
very good at
sorry.
maths tonight,
40
are you?
years.
You know.
Mate, honestly, it's midnight here. My brain is like
So,
not braining.
but
My brain
but I
isn't
think,
braining.
I think that's where it is. I think that we're no closer. So, but I think it is important for the game in this country for something to build on, for the international game to build on, for something. Or is it actually better that we lose a little bit like when England football get knocked out of a World Cup? There's this mass inquest about how this can't happen again.
Oh, that's the only thing we don't need in English Rugby League, another bloody inquest.
Yeah,
We're still waiting for the inquest after the last World Cup in
yeah.
2022 that lost us millions of pounds.
But
That
we
didn't.
could.
That didn't,
It
according to the RFL.
it wouldn't be an inquest. It would be a strategic review.
All roads lead to Nige.
Exactly. All roads need to a
All
strategic
roads lead
review.
to... Follow the
There you
RFL
go.
road. Follow
So
the
let's see.
RFL road.
Exactly. So let's see.
Oh, papered in red tape is that yellow brick road, I'm telling you.
Isn't it just?
But what an episode. It has been great to review game 2 and preview game 3 with you yet again, Andy. And I'm sure we'll be
Pleasure.
back next week for a debrief on the whole series and
Oh,
the
can't wait.
depression that is about
Can't
to
wait.
onslaught. Actually, one last question. If we do win, will you be celebrating?
Ah, on the day.
On the day, okay.
And then when
Because
you look
you
back,
can't celebrate a loss, because even though it's a win, it's a loss.
I know. Difficult one, that. On the day, I'll enjoy the moment. Should we say that?
Enjoy, live in the moment. That is
That's
what
the
we
one.
say.
That's the one.
It's been a pleasure, Andy. We'll catch up
Thank
with you
you, mate.
next week. And this has been the Super League Pom-Cast. I've been Johnny, he's been Andy, and we'll see you on the other side.